Welcome to another segment of Budget in Focus. I'm joined by Member of Parliament, Mr. John Adams. Welcome, Mr. Adams, to Budget in Focus.
Thank you very much, Ms. James.
And how are you today?
I'm very fine.
Okay. Well, Budget 2018, what are some of your general thoughts about this budget?
But Budget 2018 is a budget that we did not see in your new taxes. It did not, there weren't much surprises in Budget 2018. Like most persons expect that there would have been lots of surprises, and if you notice, the opposition is not even focusing on Budget 2018, but they are focusing on Budget 2016 and 17. But Budget 2018 is a very quiet one, and it speaks of development, and we have seen an increase of allotment for every region. And by region being region number 3, we would have gotten more money than last year. And with what we got for 2017, we are 85% completed. We have 85% completed the capital works for the region. We would have seen the construction of a Department of Education building, and we were without that building for quite some time since it was destroyed by fire. I think it was 2009. We are at 50% completed the special needs school, the first of its kind in region number 3. Despite the fact that we were unable to complete that school for 2017, what the region has done is to use a part of the Wales primary school. So we already started that class for the children with special needs. Because we know that we have children in every community that have special needs, but they are not being catered for in the general school setting. In the field of health, we have the Linear Diagnostic Center, soon to commission a brand new maternity wing. So it will ease the number of persons having to be transferred to Georgetown, try to provide better health care in the region. That is out of budget, the allotment for budget 2017. What else did we see for 2017? In the region, we have seen the rehabilitation of quite a few schools. They've put in new sanitary blocks at several schools, extension to health centers, and this is being happening in all parts of the region. It is not centralized to one area. You would have seen roads being repaired in any area. So this government, despite the fact that Region 3 is not where we control that region, that's the AP and UAFC I'm talking about, but we share whatever money is allotted to the region equally throughout that region. We're not getting the cooperation as we are supposed to be getting from the other section of the House in the region, but despite that, we forge ahead and we will manage to complete 85% of our capital works for 2017. And 2018, after a number of years, we would get the Fellowship Practical Instruction Center Agriculture Science back. That was closed under the PPP. Although it was closed, they were still paying a head teacher because she was appointed. But the children who are doing agriculture science at the various schools would now go to the Fellowship Practical Instruction Center Agri, where all the agriculture science will be taught in that region. There was always a problem with theft in the Parfait Harmony housing scheme. It's very large, I think one of the largest housing schemes. This 2018, we'll see the construction of a police station at Parfait Harmony. For water, there are going to be, there's going to be 2 wells sunk, one at Scorridge Ida and one at Divilem, which will benefit more than 20,000 households, will benefit from water. Back to health, we are going to be buying quite a number of equipment for the West Demerara Regional Hospital. There'll be now a mini blood bank at West Dem Hospital, because very often you have to come to Georgetown to get blood for West Dem. So West Dem will have their own little mini blood bank and the blood donation chair, so we'll have our own blood donation drive. So persons can go to West Dem, give their blood, we'll have the blood there, we'll have new machines for the X-ray department and a lot of things for the public health for region number 3. And this year too, we are going to buy a fiberglass boat, which will be fitted with all the necessary equipment, and it will be used as a river ambulance. So the persons coming out of Leg 1, Wakanam, Lanabali, Saxakali, will be able to use that to get to the hospital instead of having to hire a speedboat. So it will be less money for that patient coming out to the region. The big talk is about the old age pension. But from the time the AP and UFC government came to office, the old age pension at that time when we came in 2015, I think it was $13,125, if I'm correct. And from 2015 to now, which is 2.5 years, it's $19,500, a 49% increase in old age pension. It is being contended that we've taken away the subsidy from electricity and water. But if they had 49,000 pensioners, 49,000 pensioners hadn't electricity and water. The pensioners in regions 1, 9, 8, they were receiving a subsidy, but they weren't getting water nor electricity. So we decided to put the money on the pension itself, so they benefited. So the big hue and the cry about them not having, we know that 19,500 is not enough, but we have come a far way from 13,125 to 19,000.
Thank you. Now we spoke about some development in broad areas. Specifically for Region 3, what are some of the priority areas for 2018 that you'll be focused on now that you have your you'll be getting that budgetary allocation?
But definitely for the 2018, the focus is on that police station at Parfait Harmony, the construction of the Practical Instruction Center, Agri at Fellowship. We will see the second phase of construction to the Denamsel Youth Camp, because we believe that if you have the synthetic track at Denamsel, at Lenora, and athletes have got to come from all over the country because there is no other track in the country, there must be somewhere where they can be housed. So we'll see the second phase of that, the Denamsel Youth Camp, completed. There are going to be some roads that are in a deplorable condition that will be done. So you have the continuation of the Fellowship Access Road, the Dundas Street, bridges being constructed at concrete bridges, that is, at Middle Street, Poudroin, and some other areas on the west bank of the Demerara and the west coast of the Demerara. The completion of the bonded to cold storage bond in the Department of Education. So when we bring the juice, we don't have to, for the school feeding program, most times it spoils on you because it's not cold stored. So there's going to be a bond there where they'll store the juice, and they've also purchased a truck that will do the distribution of the juice and biscuits throughout the region for the National School Feeding Program.
Okay, so, but before we wrap up, could you give us some general thoughts that you would like to leave with the citizens as it relates to the budget 2018?
Our general thoughts. Budget 2018 might not have in it increase in wages and salaries, but Budget 2018 caters for the development in every sector. You'll get better health care for public infrastructure, you'll get better roads, for water, taxes were reduced, and for those persons whose children attend private school, you have to ensure that whatever fees they had increased it to last year, as of January 1, there will be no VAT on education. So the fees are supposed to come down back. And that is because the government listened to the cries of the people. And because we are a caring government, we removed VAT from education services countrywide.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Adams, and thank you, viewers, for joining us for this segment of Budget in Focus. Thank you.